I'm your host, Kavita Shinsky, and you're listening to Live Without Limits Dreams Come True with the Right Mindset. And in this short presentation, we're going to talk about tips to become the best version of yourself, a personal development journey. And this is something that all of us should be on and be ready for is a journey on how to become the best person you were meant to be. So, personal development has always been a challenge for me. It used to feel like the world is running away and I can keep up with it. At some point, I was so frustrated that I left everything and believed that not the right fit for the world. The days went by and it was probably the hardest time of my life. But now I consider them as the most blessed day. The, the break from the world made me realize how important it is to focus on my positive traits rather than drowning in sorrow like I was used to. From rock bottom, I started my personal development journey. Years later, I am here to share what turned my life around. You will find hundreds of courses online on development skills and whatnot. But I think my first-hand experience might help you just a little. Why is it necessary to pursue personal development? Before I jump into the ways that you can become the best version of yourself, you need to understand why you're trying to improve. The push you need to turn your life around doesn't come from anything. It comes from inside you. Think of your current situation in life. Think of the areas that you can become better. And think about how becoming better would help you in the long run. The best thing about personal development journey is that there is no boundaries. Whether you want to pursue a technical skill or an emotional one, it's all part of the journey. And each milestone that you achieve will take you closer to who you want to become. When done the right way, you'll be amazed at how much further you've come. Your newly acquired skills or emotions will allow you to grow like never before. While all of it sounds like a motivational jumble bumble, you'll start to notice differences in both your personal and professional life. For example, if you're not a good communicator, it might hamper your performance at work. You might spend sleepless nights thinking about what you could have done differently instead of staying quiet. Another example is your self confidence. If you feel afraid before you start to do anything, chances are you won't be able to complete the task, and the various circle with will devour you internally if repeated. So you can understand what I'm trying to explain here, right? Before anything, find the goal that you want to achieve and think about how it will change your life around and that will work as the motivation that will help in your journey. So how to accelerate your personal development. This is the section where I start to share my experience with you. You might find yourself in the same situation as I was years ago. If not, you'll at least get a general idea without delaying anymore. Let's begin. Be more open minded. This is, or rather, probably my biggest mistake. I couldn't positively look at the world around me. I always thought that everyone thinks less of me, and part of the blame goes to my lack of self confidence. I couldn't hear it when someone tried to teach me something new. It came to me like they are trying to humiliate me. And then, or rather, let's go back a minute and let's stop and let's think. Because here's what we want to say. I couldn't hear what someone tried to teach me something new. It became like they are trying to humiliate me by trying to show off their skills. If you do the same, your first task is to change your perspective. Not everyone is trying to harm you. You might not realize it, but you have many well wishes. It might be someone in the family or a very close friend. Drop your wall just a bit and let them in. Explore the possibilities that come with learning new things, even if you feel inferior. If you don't let them teach you something, you'll become equal. So technically, you won't be inferior anymore, right? Well, to try and apply the same principles in all different aspects of your life. Things like used to seem negative to you, try to look at it from a different angle. There are exceptions, of course. Some people actually want to learn or to harm you and make you feel bad, but the percentage of is definitely lower than what you think. So get rid of your fears. Fear is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, obstacle in your personal development journey. And I'm saying that this from my own experience. For example, if you have an important meeting with a client, you might want to present an incredible idea, but you're afraid that if your client doesn't like it, and as a result, you don't propose it at all. So it's a classic example of how fear can interfere with opportunity. So don't let unnecessary fear impact your growth. Personal development is all about exploring uncharted areas. Express your mind without any fear. As a byproduct, your self confidence will grow and you won't feel like you're lagging behind with personal development. Learn something new by yourself. Don't rely on others to learn, whether it's your teacher or school or your boss at work. Make time to learn something that you've always wanted to. and learning new things informally. Wow, let me just